Hey guys, welcome back to another Tamro College Dungeon Guide video. Today's going to be Crypt of Hearts 2. Forgive me, I'm a little stuffy today, but I love all you guys. I put out content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Period. The sniffle fairy visited me today. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kill these. Let me just grab him because he's going to aggro at some fucking point. Let me put this bullshit in. So what I like to do is I like to kill the Atro. I like to kill that Atro. I like to taunt the Atro too, please. All right, he's dead. I like to kill that Atro first and then chain everything else in. If you don't have chains, don't worry about it. If you don't have chains, don't worry about it, but you want to kill the Atro first and then sort of kill everything else after that. All right, we'll continue here. All right. Oh, cool. Yeah, somebody's got to do the quest. This dungeon also, this is Crypt of Hearts 2, if I didn't mention it earlier. This is Crypt of Hearts 2, that hard mode. This dungeon has probably one of the funniest, boss fights in the whole game. It involves you, like, roll dodging and all kind of nonsense. It's kind of crazy. It's fun, though. The boss I'm talking about, right before the end, it only has, like, I think it only has, like, 2 million health. Like, you can almost kill the boss before she even does the mechanic if you have enough DPS. It's just the particular mechanics on that one. Alright, this is your first boss fight. This is really easy. So what you want to do is, as a tank, you want to grab this boss here. As a DPS, just stay behind this boss. What you guys want to do is try and kill. So these two healers, all they do is heal this boss. So you have to keep them interrupted. But what you want to actually try and do here is kill this boss before he's going to summon some like summoners in the back of the room. You want to try and actually kill them. Like, you see that they're going to spawn now. So I don't think we can try and grab them. Even though I think he summons anyway. So we're gonna get a flesh satchel. So do you see? So what happens is if you kill that boss before he can summon that, he won't actually summon it. He won't actually summon the flesh satchel if you can get him killed before he puts them summoners in the back of the room. He won't actually summon the flesh satchel. I forgot. It doesn't matter if you chain them away; he'll still summon. But that's that boss fight. Other than that, he does, you can see he does a heavy attack, and then he does a negate field. That boss, Ebelgast, does a negate field. Don't stand in that negate field. What he also does is he does like a frost AoE on the floor. If you move out of that frost field, I think he just recasts it. So if I were you as a tank, I would just sit tight. So this is interesting. So this Ogrim, if you don't kill, I'm gonna blow a horn here and see. So if you don't kill him before, so did you see where he started beating his chest there? So what happens is he spawns two like elite ads. If you don't kill him before he finishes beating his chest, he'll summon them. So it's kind of like this fun little DPS game. For a lot of us, where like a lot of us with higher DPS, we'll try and kill that thing before he summons it. It's just sort of this silly, like, it's sort of this silly, like, let's see if we can get him. We got him. Oh no, we didn't. Damn. So you can see he spawns the ads. I'm kind of glad you guys get to see it though. So yeah, he'll spawn these two knuckleheads. It just takes longer. It's kind of a fun little mini game for more veteran players to try and burn the ogre before he spawns the ads. So this boss is pretty cool. This boss here, as a tank, you're gonna just tank this boss in place. You're not gonna move. What we're gonna have here is me blow Warhorn. What we're gonna have here is somebody in the group is randomly gonna get webbed. Like, you're gonna see it in a second. Somebody from the group has to free them. So that lightning she just put on the ground, you're gonna notice it's gonna follow a certain player. So what's gonna happen there is that lightning will follow you. If you're a DPS, do not stand in that. You have to just kite it around the room. As a tank, see, somebody was webbed, so you have to go over and press X to uncocoon them. Tank can do it. There's not really a lot of cleave here. But as a tank, you can stand in that lightning as long as your DPS are standing in it. Like, you don't position them in the lightning. Other than that, you know, if you're DPS and you get that lightning, just kite it around the outside of the room. Other than that, free the web people, and that's pretty much it on that boss fight. She doesn't really do anything particularly dangerous. So what I suggest you do is, if you're in a group, if you're doing that boss and you're in a group without voice comms, before you do that boss fight, just establish like, hey, if I get webbed, I'm gonna press like X and chat, or you know, I'm gonna start typing X and chat, so then people know. If they're not situationally aware and they're not looking around, like I'm not in voice comms with these guys, but I could just see it that he was webbed. In case they're not situationally aware enough, maybe they can see the X, you know what I mean, and they'll come get you webbed, unwebbed. That's what you'll see sometimes. You'll be in a group and you'll see somebody just start jamming like X and letters, and because they're panicking, because they're like, hey, come get me unwebbed. All right, so we're gonna kill these ads here. All right, cool. So what we got going on now is this next boss. So what happens is, if you press these two statues, the boss will come out. What I highly recommend you do is tank this boss right here. He's gonna come running out. Tank this boss over here, because what happens is this boss will do a fear. Like, you see he did that fear? So what happens is, I'm gonna tank him right here, because he's gonna do a fear, and he's gonna so what happens is, he does a fear, and this dungeon's bugged, and it'll actually throw whoever's like, if you don't have enough stam, or you get caught for some reason, it'll actually bug you into the wall, and you'll be gone for the duration of the fight, and there's no way to get out. You'll be stuck outside the world, so you'll actually have to like slash stuck yourself. So I like to tank him right here. So if he does for some reason catch me at some point with a fear, and I don't have the stamp for whatever reason to break it, it won't like put me in the wall. It'll just put me in the pool or whatever. Yeah, don't ever tank that boss near that door there, that opening, because he'll put you in a wall. It's been like that forever. Forgive these guys. These are guildies of mine. They got the quest. So we're gonna hang for a sec. The quest in here. Oh, by the way, there's chests behind here sometimes. One of the best tank sets in the game drops in here, by the way. It's like the most meta set there is. It's this. I'm not actually wearing it right now. I'm wearing Dragon. But this set drops in here. It's amazing. It's super good. It's excellent. Eben is awesome. It gives everybody in the group like 1,000 health. I'm wearing Dragon right now. Everybody in this group is like experienced enough that like the 1,000 health the 1,000 health should make a huge difference. But like, for example, like last night, here's another Ogre. We ran a really hard dungeon. With some newer players, some friends of mine, and they were having issues. So I put on Eben and it ended up getting us through. Like, the extra health helped a lot. Like, you see, we just wasted stuff in here. I'm in Dragon right now as far as gear goes. I'm in Dragon. It's really nice. It lets you it gives you ultimate. It reduces the cost of your ultimate by like 15%. I'm in Bloodspawn and I'm a Nord, so it's like it's Ultimate City. I don't have a decisive weapon yet on my main hand. I should do that. Alright, so what you're going to do here is you're going to kill these ads. I like to grab the atro, turn them around. Chain this stuff in. Whoops. Get over here. The hell? Weird. Alright, so this next boss fight's actually, there's a joke. I'll explain it in a second. There's a joke one night. We were live streaming. Come on. So there was a joke one night. We were doing a live stream, and a friend of mine couldn't pronounce this boss's name right. He was pronouncing it Amaglam instead of Amalgam. So we tracked over Ram Jam's Black Betty, and instead of Black Betty, Amaglam. It was my friend saying Like, yeah, man, I'm a glam. I am a glam. It's really, really funny. Yeah, because you can see it's like, what is it? Death's Amalgam or Leviathan's Amalgam. Yeah, it's or Lambert's Amalgam. Yeah, he couldn't pronounce it correctly. So on this boss has a couple things. As far as the tank goes, just tank him right here. He shouldn't move at all, actually, from this spot. I was bugged there. It was weird. So he shouldn't move at all. So he does two phases here. He does fire. So you see he does these little fire things on the ground. And he does lightning. And then at some point, he's going to spawn little ads. Those guys don't really... Just kill the thing. He doesn't... So he does the fire, and then he does lightning, and then he does fire and lightning and execute. So you want to kill this boss. Like, you don't want to mess around with this boss and leave him alive, or he'll start overwhelming you pretty quickly. So block that. So here comes lightning, and then... So... Now he's dead. So what happens is if you go... He does the fire, then he does the lightning, and then if he does another phase, he does the fire and the lightning. He gets really nasty. So as far as tank and DPS in that fight, you can see the tank will just kind of hang here with the boss. DPS, it's really important. Just don't stand in red during that fight. Try your best. Here's a chest. Try your best during that fight to not stand in stupid. Try to stay as stacked up around the boss as possible, though, because if you spread too far out, your healer won't be able to heal you. It requires a fair bit of healing in that fight. Like, you got to kind of be on your toes. There's a lot of damage going around. But other than that, that's it. There's an extra... Oh, no, there's not an extra boss. So in Crypt of Hearts 1, there's an extra boss up here. I think it's just ads. I think it's just ads on Crypt of Hearts 2. We don't need to go up there at all. So down this hallway there where that little Blair Witch-looking torture device is down there, we're going to get some ads spawn right down there. Just, you don't really have to prioritize. I try and prioritize the elite ads, the big ones first. As long as that two-hander and that dual wield are taunted, you guys should be good. You just kill the ads. Whoops. The healer you don't have to worry about. Just bash it. Whenever that healer heals, just bash. Now this guy the tank has to grab. Grab him and turn him around. Block that, heavy attack. Although again, it shouldn't kill. Is the tank, it shouldn't kill you. It's gonna stun you and it's gonna be annoying, but it shouldn't kill you. That's my phone. Really? Alright, guys. Alright. So this coming up boss fight is probably like the most memey boss fight in the whole game. It's a cool ad pull. So this next boss fight, it's right after this. This next boss fight is a real memerton. It's a real memerton. You'll see in a second. I'll explain in a second. It's not hard, especially if you have a lot of DPS. It's not hard. The boss doesn't have enough health to really be a danger. It's not like Skill Caller Peak. There's a boss in Skill Caller Peak, guys, at one of the other dungeons that has like 11, 12 million health. Alright, cool. So what happens here is you want to have your group split up in like a cross, like north, south, east, west. So this boss will not move from that center point, but what happens is this boss at some point is going to pick you up. She does it every like 15.5 seconds. She's going to pick you up. And then what happens is she's going to, like you can see, she only has like 2 million health. So she's going to pick you up, and then she's going to pull everyone in the middle. You're going to see it right now. And then so what happens is if you look at the outside of the room, you'll see those purple circles. You don't want to overlap. You don't want to roll. Oh, God damn it. Really? It's a wipe. It's fine. You don't want to, you don't want to overlap your circle with somebody else's circle. And you don't want to completely overlap, like your body doesn't want to be inside one of those other purple circles out here, or it's a bomb and you die. You saw that happen there. So what happens is you want to spread out like this. You want to spread out like this so that you don't overlap with somebody else in your group. That's why we're standing like this. I don't know what they're there. So this is really funny. I will also tell you a little tip. Dead bodies are also bombs. So if you see a dead body on the ground, don't roll on that dead body. Like one of your friends or whatever, don't roll on their dead body. Like, you can see, I can overlap my circle. I just can't overlap my body. So what happens is if one of your teammates dies, do not roll on their dead body because they're a bomb. I don't actually know if the game actually tells you that. Like, if it actually indicates it with an AoE or not. But yeah, you can't roll on a dead body in this. Like, you can see this boss is dead. Like, it doesn't have, like, it's gonna die. Like, boss is dead. Alright. That boss doesn't have a lot of health. I've almost killed that boss before. With if you bring enough DPS in here, you can almost kill that boss before she even, like, before she can even do her mechanic. But that's it on that boss. She'll do like a bomb she throws on the ground, and she'll do that fire. That mechanic that you saw with the purple circles is really memey. It's funny. But yeah, spread out, guys. Spread out during that fight in like a north, south, east, west. It's really recoverable too. Don't panic. Like, if a group member dies, don't panic. It's really recoverable. I've had the group wipe multiple times on my tank, and I just go around the room and res them. Like, the boss doesn't do a lot of damage. This is going to be your last boss. This is going to be Narayanth. So, a couple things on this boss that I'll go over. This boss, for the hard mode, he spawns ads, like little ghost ads. You have to keep 3 of those alive until he picks the sword up at 35% health, and then you can bring the ads in. Like, you can see, like, let me show you guys. So, let's see. If you look at the pledge, it says, turn greater rewards, it's challenged me, or it's 4, I'm sorry, it's 4. Allow 4 Narayan students. The students or the ghosts? So it has to be 4. I'm sorry, I said 3. I meant 4. So it's got to be 4. You got to have 4 ads. So what's going to happen here is I'll taunt the boss when we get this started. I'm going to blow horn. So that's at 35% health. So that sword in the middle, he picks up at 35% health. So what you're going to want... So that, I'm going to block. Did you see that little charge he just did? He did his charge. So these, as a DPS, you stand out of them. As a tank, you can normally stand in these. As a DPS or healer, don't stand in those. As a tank, I can just chill. So now you're going to see him teleport. Now, so this... that's really important. So do you see how much health, do you see how much damage that just did? That's oblivion damage. that's oblivion damage. Is meant to kill you. Do not stand in that AoE. So these are the ads, the 2 students. He basically sacrifices them. It's kind of fucked up. So do you see how much damage that did? You're not meant to stand in that, so don't. So I'm going to pull these ads. As a tank, you want to pull the ads away because you don't want to kill the ads. My horn. So yeah, we just tank the ads away. They're going to DPS the boss. There's 2 different ways to do this. I can go over the other way when this is done. There's 2 different ways to do this fight depending on where DPS is. So you can see he does the change. You can stand in those as a tank. As a DPS, you can't, or a healer. So just keep grabbing these ads. You keep grabbing the ads, pull them over. Good. Talk to Earthcore because I'm bad. You gotta be careful, by the way. I'm in Outcash. I gotta be really careful. Shit. Caught. I'm caught. Oh! Good. My horn. So you see, just tank the ads over here. It's not too terribly hard. You just kind of hang in there. So I don't see what the boss's health is at right. Should be close. I'm out of resources. I could use a shard. So okay, so cool. So you see he's spawning. You see he's spawning the sword now. So what happens is you bring in the ads right now. So he has the sword. So now what happens is you bring in the ads. I'm gonna blow a horn here. And what happens is you kill all the ads now. Now you're done having ads. You can safely kill the ads now. This mechanic here. So he's gonna pick someone up, and if he picks you up, what you want to do is press X, spam X. He's trying to kill you, and you can resist his trying to kill you by pressing X. If you don't kill, you have to damage him to a shield. If you don't damage him to the shield in time, he'll just pick someone up and kill them. I think that bugged there, actually. That looked like it bugged. But now this boss fight's basically, there's no other ads. You just basically tank this boss. Tank this boss here, and then he's gonna, like, do his little, he's gonna run off and punch someone, and then, like, he's gonna heavy attack block that. He's gonna, like, teleport to like that, just block it. And then he's gonna pick someone up here, and, like, he'll pick someone up, and you have to resist it, you damage him to the shield, and he just keeps doing it over and over again. Getting to that execute point is the hardest part in this dungeon. I just got, let's see if anyone needs that helmet. Narayanath helm drops in here. It's pretty good. It used to be a lot better. I think they nerfed it a while back. Let's see. Used to be pretty good on a Sork. I'd still say it's probably not bad, but okay, so there's two ways to do this boss fight. So what you can do is if you have enough DPS like we had there, you can see we can just take the ads away from the boss. You burn him to 35%. Once he hits 35%, you have 4 ads. You pull the sword from the middle, you pull the ads, and you kill the ads, you kill the boss. The other way to do this is if you have really low DPS, just kill the ads, stack the ads with the boss, kill the ads until like 45%, and stop killing ads, start pulling them away, and then once you have 4 ads, you have your DPS. DPS the boss 35%, pull the ads in and kill them. That's the 2 ways to do this fight. You saw the change, don't stand in that. That explosion, he always does it after he teleports. I'm telling you, that's oblivion damage. Do not stand in that. Like, you saw what it did to me. There's no resistance in the world that's going to help you with that. Don't stand in that. It'll take it. It's designed to take you to like 10% health. Well, it takes, I think it's designed to actually take like, I think it takes like 80 some odd % of your health. Like, you saw what happened there. I almost died. Was it like, I think like, I want to say it was at like 10% health. It's designed to take like 80% of your health. It just don't stand in that, even as a tank. Other than that, he does the charge up skull where he throws that out, block that. Other than that, that's it. This boss isn't super hard or anything. But yeah, guys, if you enjoy my content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you like my video, feel free to hit the like button. I stream on Twitch. Monday, Tuesday, or every day except for Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream ESO. And I put out YouTube videos every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!